Unlike the analog sensors that give a range of values, switch sensor is a type of digital sensors that only gives one of the two states, on and off. The principle is fairly simple. When the circuit is closed, the current can go through, then we say it's switched on. Otherwise, it's switched off. With the same principle, there are many ways of making switch sensors with e-textiles. You can definitely customize your own switch sensors into no matter what format you like. In this video, we will look at how to create the switch with the template provided in the toolkit. At first, let's have a look on the materials needed for the switch sensor. You will need a base fabric that is not conductive to be the cover of the switch. Choose whatever fabric you like. You will need some non-conductive thread to sew the layers together. You will need some conductive fabric. I chose copper fabric. We won't be sewing the conductive fabric, but using iron-on adhesive to bond it on the non-conductive substrates. You could do this with a whole sheet of conductive fabric, then cut it into the needed shape. In the template, I laser cut the copper fabric into squares with legs that would make it easier for connecting to circuit later. Finally, you will need a layer to keep a space between the conductive layers. I cut holes on a piece of felt. This is to allow one conductive layer to make contact with the other when the switch is being pressed. In the template, the copper fabric provided has already bonded with iron-on adhesive, so simply peel the backing paper. Then place the copper fabric square in the middle of the non-conductive substrate. Iron them for a few seconds. Now, same for the other layer. Place the felt between the two conductive layers. If you are customizing your own sensor, make sure the spacing layer is larger than the conductive layers to avoid any possible direct contact between the two layers. Then use the non-conductive thread to sew the layers together around the edge. Make sure you don't sew across the holes on the spacing layer, otherwise the two conductive layers always contact each other. Then your switch will be always on. To test the sensor, you will need a multimeter. It will be the best if your multimeter comes with alligator clip test leads. My multimeter only has prop leads, so I use 2 alligator leads and clip them between the sensor and the props. Clip each test lead on the conductive area on each leg. It will be very handy to clip on your e-textile sensors while testing. Turn the dial on the continuity mode. Now, when you press your switch, you should hear a tone. That indicates the circuit is connected, which means switch on. When you release, the tone stopped. That's switch off.